I have returned. Yes, it's been 2 weeks. I got burnt out by the 31 Days of Spooks, but I'm back. And it's not for a review for Heretic. I never got the chance to see it yet, but I saw Red One just today. Oh, boy. Let's talk about it. Stars Dwayne Johnson, Chris Evans, Lucy Liu, J.K. Simmons, Bonnie Hunt. It was directed by Jake Kasdan, who directed some pretty good movies, but then he also directed sex tapes, so yeah. Red One. What did I think about it? Let's get to the plot. Well, Dwayne Johnson plays the head of security for the North Pole. He's basically Santa Claus's bodyguard. And he teams up with a bounty hunter played by Chris Evans to try to find Santa Claus as he's been kidnapped. Fun! Okay, let me calm down. This movie sucks. It's not good. But I do have a few positive things to say. I'm not going to be totally mean. Surprisingly, there is some redeeming qualities. I struggle to say that, but there is. Chris Evans and J.K. Simmons are both really good in this movie. Chris Evans plays a really fun character. I thought his character was really fun to watch, and J.K. Simmons plays a good Santa Claus. I really liked him in this movie. There are some neat practical effects work. Seriously, like, some of the practical effects work is really good in this movie. When it comes to the makeup effects, Krampus is in this movie, as there is a lot of, like, Christmas mythology that's dealt with in here, and it works. Krampus was really cool in this movie. He was awesome. Yeah, then the action scenes, like, they're serviceable. They're not, like, Taken 3 levels of action or anything. It's just very competent, just very surface level action, as you would expect from a Dwayne Johnson action movie. Okay. Red One. Let's get to the fucking negatives, shall we? Here's one of them. Dwayne Johnson. Yes, he is one of my negatives here. Not his character, although his character is very shallow. It's a very typical Dwayne Johnson character, but you also get a very typical Dwayne Johnson performance. You got that charisma that he has, but he is playing the same fucking character as he does in pretty much every one of his movies. Same personality, same kind of performance, doesn't show any range. It's the same thing, you see him in everything. So yeah, Dwayne Johnson, yep, typical performance from him, nothing new here. Let's talk about the look of the movie. You want to know what this movie's budget was? $250 million. And the movie looks cheap. This movie was originally meant for Amazon Prime, a streaming service. And it shows. It shows. This movie definitely reeks of not meant for theatrical release. And normally movies that were meant for streaming that end up going to theaters means that there was positive test audiences. What kind of test audience did this movie have? What kind of test audience? Did they think because they spent so much money on this movie that might as well put it in theaters? It's not gonna make a huge profit. I cannot see this movie being a massive hit. I think this movie's gonna flop. There was no hype for it. I don't know anybody personally or anybody on the internet being hyped for this movie. This movie's gonna flop. Okay? They should have just fucking shot this out on a streaming service. This is one of those movies that deserves it. But no. They had to shit it out in theaters and waste everyone's time. Holy fuck, this movie was bad. Think back in 2019 when The Irishman came out. That was shot on Netflix. That movie should have been in theaters. What did we get in theaters instead at the time? Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker and Cats. Both of those movies sucked, but The Irishman was awesome. The Irishman should have been in theaters. Even if it would have flopped, it could have, I don't know, because it would have had to have competed against Star Wars. So yeah, most likely. But that movie deserved to be seen in theaters. It should have had a major theatrical release. It would have been great to see in a theater. But yeah, movies like The Irishman get dumped on a streaming service, while this shit, which was originally intended to be on a streaming service, gets put in theaters. And this movie was bad. Holy fuck. So yeah, Red One, generic, once in a while entertaining, but mainly because of Chris Evans and J.K. Simmons, and some cool practical effects work, but this is an ugly looking, cheap looking, painfully generic film. It's got every fucking action movie trope you could think of. It's got your typical Dwayne Johnson performance. That guy refuses to show any range, but I am excited for that one biopic that he's going to be in. He's playing that one wrestler. Kind of looking forward to that, but you get your typical fucking refusal to show any range Dwayne Johnson performance. Every Christmas trope you get, every Christmas movie trope you get here, every action movie trope you get here. Besides two entertaining performances in this movie, there's nothing really worth recommending this movie for. Red One is a movie I would skip. Red One, don't see it. Don't waste your time. I will have a review for Heretic soon when I'm finally able to see it, but because it's taking its time coming here, but where I am. But yeah, Heretic, can't wait to see it. Plus, I'm going to be seeing Gladiator 2 next week. I'm hoping that's good. But yeah, Red One, don't recommend it at all. I am going to give Red One a D+.